Hello everyone, welcome to a lecture series of financial management. So today is lecture number 28. So in this today's lecture we are going to see new aspects of a financial management. So that is called as a commercial paper. So in this today's lecture we will see what is the meaning of commercial paper, what are its advantages and its disadvantages. So we'll move to the slide. Yes, if you see this slide, so topic is what today's discussion is commercial paper. So if you see the introduction of commercial paper in India, it was considered the beginning of a financial reformers in India. So it is considered as a financial reformer by introducing a commercial paper in business of India. So most, if you see the post liberalization, the Indian government introduces many short-term instruments to tackle the various financial needs and situations of financial crisis, one of which was commercial papers. So, if you see if you see into a detail of this commercial paper, you will come to know that the emerging source of financing working capital requirement of corporate enterprise is a commercial paper. So commercial paper is a short-term money market instrument consisting of unsecured promissory notes with fixed maturity, usually between 7 days to 3 months. So which is issued in bearer form or on discount basis. So if you see the commercial paper is a certificate, is the evidencing an unsecured corporate debit of short maturity. So it represents a promise by borrowing company to repay loan at a specific date. So in terms of a law, the commercial paper, it comes closest to as a promissory note. So this thing you have to understand. So the commercial paper is nothing but a promissory note. So is a money market. So if you see the commercial paper is a money market security issued in the commercial paper market by large corporation to obtain funds to meet short-term debit obligations. For example, we can take a payroll and is backed only by an issuing bank or company promise to pay the face amount on the maturity date specified on the note. If you see the commercial paper, now if you take one example, if you imagine the scenario to get an idea of what a commercial paper is, we'll take one example. So you had a lunch in restaurant. If you take a lunch in a restaurant, if you go into a good restaurant and if you have a bill of rupees 900, if you consider that if you go to any restaurant and if you have a bill of rupees 900, you give rupees 2000 note, isn't it? So if you are having a 2000 note, your bill is 900, and if you give the 2000 note but the cashier does not have a change to give you back, then what to do? If the scenario is you have understood, if you go to a restaurant, if the restaurant bill it is 900 and if you have a note of 2000, if you give the note of 2000 to a cashier, then the cashier he doesn't have a chance to give you back. So what you can do, so he give you a paper and write on it, via that we are to give Mr. So that you rupees 1100 in cash, or either you can have a meal of worth rupees 1100 from one of our branches within the 1 month duration. So this is called a commercial paper. So he sign on it and issue a stamp of a restaurant on it. So should you accept it? So definitely you will accept it. Yes. So this is called as a commercial paper. That means what, instead of giving 1100 in a cash in return, he write on a paper saying that you can utilize this 1100 rupees uh, by visiting the restaurant again for meal, or you can use this 1100 rupees in any branch of the restaurant for 1 month of a duration. So this is called as a commercial papers. So this was just an example to give you an idea of what commercial papers are. So commercial papers are usually issued at a high level. So it is unsecured money market instrument issued in form of a promissory note and transferable between primary dealers and all India financial institutes. If you see the individual, a banking company, other corporate bodies, so which is registered or incorporate in India, and unincorporated bodies, so non-residential Indians, that is NRIs, and foreign institutional investors, that is FIIs, so can invest in the commercial papers. So these entities or these factors, they contribute much more in the commercial papers. However, the investment by FII, that is foreign institutional investors, could be within the limit set for them by SEBI. So SEBI is nothing but a Security and Exchange Board of India from time to time. So commercial paper emerged as a source of short-term finance in India in the early 90s. So as we have discussed, the primary dealers, that is PD, and all Indian financial institution, that is FI, issues a commercial paper which is an unsecured promissory note to raise funds for short period of 90 days to 364 days. The money raised by a commercial paper is generally very large. So it is generally issued by one firm to another business firm, insurance companies, pension funds, and banks. So its regulation comes under the supervisor of a RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. So as RBI does not want to risk the fund, only the firm have good credit rating can issue the commercial paper. So if you see, having this facility of a commercial paper itself, it has some kind of an advantage and some disadvantage also. So technically, if you see the merits of commercial paper, so technically it provides more fund compared to other sources. So the cost of commercial paper to issuing the firm is lower than the cost of commercial bank loans. So this is the very first most merit of a commercial paper. So it is in second one, if you see, it is in freely transferable nature, that is it has a high liquidity, freely transferable nature, therefore it has a high liquidity and also a wide range of a maturity. It provides a more flexibility. So this is very again good advantage of this commercial paper. If you see the third one, a commercial paper is highly secured and it does not contain any restrictive conditions. So restrictive conditions, it is not there in commercial paper. So because it is very highly bounded by a laws, it is highly bounded by a protocols, so which we can say this commercial paper is highly secure and it does not have any kind of a restrictive conditions. So company, next one, a company can save their extra funds on commercial paper and also earn some good returns on the same. So earning a good returns, if you see the last point, the earning the good returns, the company by using these commercial papers, they can uh, raise the extra funds, or they can save the extra funds on the basis of commercial paper, and obviously they can earn a good amount of money in terms of a return. So again, if you see the next one, the commercial paper, they produces the continuing sources of a funds. So providing the continuous sources of a fund is only possible by using these commercial papers. So this is because their maturity can be tailored to suit the need of issuing firm. So again, commercial paper that matures can be repaid by selling the new one. So these are some advantages, or these are some merits of a commercial paper that we have seen. Now if you go to disadvantages, what are the disadvantages? So commercial paper itself, they have some limitations, we can say, or it has the disadvantages. So if you see the commercial paper, if you see the only the financial, if you see the only the financial sound and a highly rated firm, they can raise the money. So that means what, only a financial company which are secure and highly rated organizations, they can raise the money through commercial papers only. So this is one limitation which is related to a commercial paper. So new and moderately rated organization are not in position to raise the fund by this method, because if the company or the any industry, it is at the initial phase of their growth, then obviously they can't give a commercial paper to a big organization, because they have not gained so that much trust in as compared to other companies. The company who is in the market for so many decades, they have gained so that much trust in the society, so that they can make the use of commercial paper to raise the money. So this is the thing. So only a company or only a industry which is a financial secure, who have a high rated organization only, they can raise the money by the means of commercial paper. A newly introduced company, they are not in that position to raise the money by the means of commercial paper. If you see the second one, the second one is what, the amount of money that we can raise through commercial paper is limited due to deducible liquidity available with the suppliers of fund at a particular time. That means what, the size of a money is very much limited in commercial paper. There may be a limited to, there may be limited to a cash liquidity. So that is one drawback, or we can say that is a limitation of the commercial paper. So that is a disadvantage. Now if you see the last one is what, the commercial paper is an odd method of financing, you can say, or it is an, we can say it is an impersonal method of financing. So as such, if a firm is not in position to redeem its paper due to financial difficulties, then extending the duration of commercial paper is not possible. So this is again a disadvantage. So extending the maturity of commercial paper, it becomes very much difficult if the firm is not possible, or if the firm is not in position to redeem its paper. So these are some of the these three advantages that we have seen related to commercial papers. So if you see, or if you take a review of this commercial paper, or generally if you see maturity period, the maturity of a commercial paper, generally it ranges from 90 days to 364 days. So this thing, one have to keep in the mind that they have a limitation, or they have the duration limit near about 90 days to 364 days. So this is what we have seen about commercial papers. So commercial, it is understood. So I have taken a very simple example. The commercial paper is nothing but if you go to a restaurant, and if the restaurant bill, suppose it is a 900, and if you give a 200 note, and if the cashier is in that position that he cannot give you the change, then what he do, he will write that Mr. So that that you will you rupees 1100 in cash will be given to you. Either you can have a meal of 1100 from one of your branches, or you can use that 1100 amount by visiting the restaurant again and having the meal. So, and within a 1 month duration. So duration is also very important. So you can use this 1100 rupees in restaurant by visiting the restaurant, and or visiting the restaurant other branches, but within the fixed period of a time. So that is important. So that is a commercial paper. So generally it is used for the high level businesses, and it is used for the high level different businesses and uh, different companies. And all this, obviously all these activities of commercial paper, it get governed by a RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. So this is somewhat related to a commercial paper. So in this lecture we have seen what is the meaning of a commercial paper. So commercial paper is nothing but it's an emerging source of what financing working capital requirement of corporate enterprises in is nothing but a commercial paper. So it is an entity which provides a financial working capital emerging at the emergency period. And commercial paper, it is what it is a short term money market instrument. So it consists of unsecured promissory notes with fixed maturity, and usually what is the time period, it is 7 days to 3 months, isn't it? So it is issued in the bearer form or in a discount basis. So this is what about a commercial paper. So in next lecture we will see about a factoring. What is a factoring? That may be a last point, and what may be the limitation of the factoring, that we will see. So I request all of you to go through a different aspects of a working capital management. So in this previous 7 to 8 lectures we have seen about working capital management. So many aspects we have seen. What is the commercial paper, what is the cash management is there, what is the importance of cash management, again what is the cash budgeting, the objective of a cash budgeting we have seen. Again we have seen the concept of a cash management. So also we have seen important concept which is related to a estimation of working capital requirement, how the estimation of working capital requirement is done. Also we have seen what are the different sources of a financing working capital requirement. That may be a cash credit, or it may be overdraft, or it may be a loan, it may be discounting bill, letter of credit. So this thing we have seen. Also we have seen various factors which affects the working capital requirement in detail we have seen. So also we have seen a nature of a working capital management, what are the advantages of working capital, how the working capital it get worked, what is the need of working capital. Again we have seen what are the different characteristics, what are the different features of working capital. So everything regarding to working capital management till then we have seen a point stepwise. So I request all of you to go to previous 6 to 7 videos are there, and you can understand in a very good manner about working capital management. So this is for today's lecture. In next lecture we will move towards the last point, that is the factoring, and we will stop. So this is for today's. Till then, thank you.